In our last video, we explored a case of Simpson's paradox. We highlighted the importance of understanding the causal story behind your data. That way, we can draw valid conclusions from observational data. Now, let's go deeper into what kind of causal problems the business industry faces. We're going to show you why we can't go without causal techniques. In the last few years, there's been this huge buzz around predictive modeling, machine learning, and big data analytics. These technologies are being used in all sorts of fields. Think about speech recognition, or large language models, self-driving cars, and even medical diagnosis. The excitement around these advancements is really at an all-time high. These models focus on correlations and patterns in the data. While these models are very good for purely predictive tasks, they really fall short when it comes to addressing many decision-making problems. To see the difference, consider, for example, the purely predictive question, what will tomorrow's sales be? Or what is the next word in this sentence? Here, we don't care about how and why the model makes certain predictions. We just care about the fact that these predictions are going to be right, that they're going to be as close as possible to the true values. On the other hand, consider the decision-making questions. How can I increase tomorrow's sales? Or which product feature should I add to increase customer satisfaction the most? In these cases, we must understand the effect that different decisions or strategies will have on our outcomes. And in these two questions, our outcomes are sales or customer satisfaction. We need to be able to know how changing our decision will affect our outcome variable. We all know that simply changing the values of the variables in a correlation-focused model is not going to work. Why? Well, because these variables don't have causal meaning. Or, well, better said, these associated parameters of these variables don't have causal meaning. In other words, we must move beyond just correlations and understand cause and effect. Decision-making questions are the most important ones. We don't just want to predict what will happen, we want to know what to do, so that we can manipulate what will happen to our advantage. Correlations are just not enough. We need to understand cause and effect. Currently in business, causal decision-making problems are often approached using typical correlation-focused models, and this can result in some really bad solutions. One prime example of this is customer churn. A lot of businesses face the challenge of customer churn. And, well, they work hard to reduce it, especially with the use of data science. So, what do we generally do now? We predict the probability of a customer churning. So, for example, with a logistic regression. And for those deemed at risk, we make some arbitrary decision. So think of, for example, sending a discount or additional support. But these decisions are not really well grounded. They're often based on hopeful guesses or predefined thresholds. We do not understand whether our chosen strategy will decrease the probability of a customer churning. And we also don't understand whether it's the most effective strategy among the options that we have. So, what is it that we actually need to be doing when we deal with customer churn? Well, we don't just want to answer what is the probability of customer X churning. What we actually want to do is we want to answer what is the most effective strategy we can take to reduce the probability of customer X churning. This is a causal question. And the answer to this question, that's what will provide us with the most useful information. We want to be able to compare the effectiveness of different strategies on reducing customers' churn probabilities. Then we can implement the most effective one. This approach is far more efficient and logical than just targeting customers with a high churn probability. Just because people are at a high risk of leaving doesn't automatically mean that we can convince them to stay. Some people will leave regardless of any effort that we make. So wouldn't it be a waste of time, energy, and money to try and convince them to stay? Also, even if it is possible to convince somebody to stay, if we don't understand which strategy is the most effective one, our efforts remain a gamble. So, to reduce customer churn effectively, we must understand the effect different strategies have on customer churn probabilities, meaning we must understand cause and effect. Let's look at some more examples in the slides that show us the difference between predictive versus causal questions. For example, we want to know the effect of a marketing campaign on our sales, not just predict sales. We want to know the effect of a maintenance program on our machine downtime, not just predict machine downtime. And lastly, we want to know the effect of a medicine on a disease, not just predict their disease. These are just some examples, but the point is that the examples really show us that causality is at the heart of effective decision making. It's not just about what might happen, it's about understanding why things happen. Without knowing the potential effects of different strategies, how can we ever make rational and informed decisions? Purely predictive models can't answer causal questions. And as we've just seen, most business questions are causal in nature. That explains why there is such a big need for causal models and causal inference techniques. So, as we continue this course, we'll focus on giving you the tools and knowledge to tackle these causal questions head on.